Welcome to Daytona in the GT3. For this race, you're going to be using the Aston Martin because it has one particular trick up its sleeve that's not all that commonly used, and that's the way this car can save on tyres, but more on that later. As we come around towards turn 1, we are still in position 5, which is an absolutely brilliant place to start off this race. The car to our right, Phoned Goose, doesn't understand the definition of space. So space was not awarded. Thankfully, we didn't meet the wall in a dramatic fashion. Coming round turn 4, we are still in position 5. Kind of a weird place at the moment because the cars behind are 1 second away. Cars up in front are almost a second away. So it was kind of a weird area to be in, especially this early on in the race, but cannot grumble. It's kind of nice not having to battle this early on into the race. While we are on hard tyres, we will be slower than, let's say, a good majority of the drivers in this race, as they will probably be on mediums and pitting halfway through the race for another set of mediums. We are going to stay out for the duration of the race on one set of hard tyres. And the reasoning behind that is because Daytona takes so long to pit. It's sort of in a grey area of being beneficial or not. I think it takes about 45 seconds to pit here, and that is a substantial amount of time, especially in a 20-minute race. Coming through the bus stop, managing to survive it. A bit of chaos from the cars up in front, especially with that Bentley, seeing though it's a big old heavy beast. But getting a great bit of slipstream from the car up in front. We do have almost minimal downforce on the back of this car, so we're going to absolutely fly past this Bentley at the moment. There we go. Hopefully... yeah, I was going to say hopefully there's going to be no contact, but somehow they managed to have a bit of contact in this straight line. Almost maxing out the RPMs of this Aston Martin at 180 miles per hour, breaking into turn 1, nearly getting rear-ended by the boat lead behind, and out the other side we go. Not too sure where the McLaren is going though. They're definitely taking a unique line, but managed to save it, so credit where credit is due. Getting on the brakes a little bit late for this corner here and letting the two cars overtake. Not by choice, just by not pushing the brake pedal hard enough. It is what it is. Not ready to battle just yet. It's more about endurance at the moment and really keeping consistent and trying to keep with the pack of cars up in front. While we are back to position 5 where we started. Position 4 because the McLaren decided to go gardening. We are in a strong position for this race overall because Merlino in position 1 is only 3.5 seconds ahead, which means if they choose to pit, we are going to be at least 35 seconds ahead of them when they go into the pits. Obviously, it is only lap 2, so over the course of the race, we may start losing a little bit of time lap per lap from position 1 up ahead, but hopefully we don't lose too much that not pitting. It doesn't become not worth it. McLaren making an actual brave choice there on the inside of the bus stop, somehow managed to make this work and not murder us both through that absolutely crazy lunge they committed to there. Breaking in for turn 1, going a little bit wide, and the McLaren goes up the inside along with No Name looking to make a move there, getting a great exit from that corner, giving space to No Name. Thus we managed to actually hold on to that position, holding the inside line of turn 4, and out the other side we go, having actually a little bit of traffic from the cars behind. And this is what's being caused by a little bit of battling from ourselves with the Bentley, then the McLaren, kind of introduce other people into the race. Where is the Boatley going? That is a new line that I have not seen used before, and managed to pull it off. Credit where credit is due, my friend. Well played there, sir. Coming into this final corner here before we go into this back straight, right up behind the McLaren, so we're going to get a great bit of slipstream along this back straight, and hopefully the Aston Martin is unable to keep up with us. Going up the right hand side of said McLaren. Ow, that is twice in a row that I've been hit in a straight line. How is that even possible? It's got to be by choice, there's no two ways about it, but what a move from No Name there. Absolutely right through the middle, cut it beautifully. Credit where credit's due. Sadly, we have lost another position overall. We're now down to P6. Hopefully we're going to be able to keep up the Aston Martin and the Mustang and the McLaren up in front. But as the lap progresses onwards, we do end up losing a little bit of pace and we're just unable to keep up with them. So I can only presume they're going to be on medium tyres. I'm going to have to pit through this race. But with their battling, it's what's slowing them down. With them being slowed down, we can start closing that gap again. We're now 1.1 second away, as we're flat out down here doing 178 miles per hour. Absolutely insane. While the McLaren has gone into the pit, so can only presume they're on medium tyres. Going to choose another set of medium tyres. We have only used 30% of our tyres. We're going to hold on. I'm not too sure what happened there, but that is another position gained. We're now on the podium. P3 in the bag, although we have Mr. Grumpy behind in the BMW. That's probably going to be a little bit quicker than us and going to overtake. But rather than heavily battle too much where we could be put at a disadvantage or hit off the track, I'm going to defend a little bit, but also kind of hand it to them as well. So I want to be able to make sure I can keep up with them, but not battle to the degree that we actually lose pace. I mean, actually not realizing it, the car's behind off 5.3 seconds away, so we have a great bit of time away from anybody behind. I mean, position 4, pretty happy with. There is still plenty of time for other drivers to choose to pit, and pit they shall, because end of lap 7, the start of lap 8, the BMW banks off the left hand side, and away they go. So that's position 3, podium back in the bag. Oh wait, no, that's position 2. There's 2 people in the pits there. No way. So we're in position 2, 9.5 seconds away from Molino up in position 1, and 5.7 seconds away from the nearest car behind us. So providing we don't have an accident or any silly moments, and we stay consistent on the track and drive well, we should have this in the bag. Position 2 in the bag. Boned Goose, who has already been in the pits, and that was the one from lap 1, who is unaware of space and maybe unaware of how to give space, is 16 seconds away. So it goes to show really that keeping consistent, looking after your tyres really does benefit, because although we are coming to the end of lap 10, we have only just clicked onto minor wear on 3 of the 4 tyres, which is absolutely brilliant news. Although I do expect quite a drop in this GT3 car once the tyres start to wear off a little bit, because we are running not a lot of downforce. So while we were quicker in the earlier stages of this race, coming towards the end like we are now, the car is a little bit sketchy, but it has saved our tyres, it has kept our pace up. We are only 11 seconds away from P1. Boned Goose is only 10 seconds away, so they've only managed to find 4 seconds during duration of this race, which is absolutely insane. Right hand rear tyre has now gone on to moderate wear, which is perfect timing. You really could not make it any better than that as we cross the line in position 2. What a race. But don't go anywhere just yet. The next race at Kyalami is at night, and it's just as intense as this one. But before we get there, I'd like to take a moment out to thank our channel members, which are Andy Good, Sigmatic, Daniel Adams, Crazy 8, AK47, Spectral Rain, Tucker, and Itoshi. Thank you guys ever so much for supporting the channel, and if you'd like to be part of this leaderboard, hit that join button down below. Let's get on with Kyalami. We start off the race in the Acura, which is a car we haven't driven in a very, very long time, and managed to tune it to be actually really, really good. And it did surprise me during this race of actually how good it was. Wasn't as good actually as that McLaren off the line, but we are in a pretty comfortable position. P10 is not bad overall, but turn 1, gonna go around the outside because I think that's probably the safest place to be. Although having a little bit of contact with the Aston Martin on our left, losing 2 places overall, which actually isn't too bad. Survival has done rather well. I'm gonna hang up the inside here, take that position away from the blue Aston Martin behind us, and try and claim that place back from the Porsche up in front, who's looking to make a move on that McLaren. We'll now go a little bit slow through the section here, kind of create a bit of stale area from the car behind us, and then I'm going to hang it around the outside of the McLaren to our left, hold that line, try and stay away from the curb on the right hand side. It can be a little bit dicey. Going to go right up behind the Porsche, looking to stick my nose up the inside here. Didn't work. Going to do the old switcheroo, up the other side of the Porsche, and up the hill we go. What a beautiful move right there. Braking a tad late into this section here, a little bit squirrely, and up the inside of the BMW, and away we go. It's great, really, point to brake there, because a lot of people follow the racing line, which backs them over to the right. If you brake hard enough, you can take up the inside there and pretty much nail your way into there, and away you go. Gardening has become an option. Thankfully, the steward said no penalty was to be awarded from collecting such daisies for them later on. Right, coming round to the final few corners of this race. A little bit chaotic from the Cadillac and the Aston Martin. The Cadillac did end up going off the track. I thought the Aston Martin was going to smash us off the track there, but that was not to be the case. But they are defending their corner exit, planted ourselves right in front of them. We are going to make the move of a lifetime here. From Banana Dan Dan Nan. What a name. We're going to go up the inside here, brake at the 100 board a little bit earlier than what they did, and manage to survive turn 1. What a beautiful play right there, because you know down where they were looking at when we're braking, and they will brake just after that. We braked right on point. What a move that was. X10, or was that? That'll be 11 God 4 behind, technically. Is that, am I right there, or is it 6 God 4? What is 11 God 4? Correct me in the comments if I am wrong. In the BMW, has managed to overtake, but I do believe they're probably on a better tyre compound than us. We are not doing the same strategy as the previous race. We are going from mediums to mediums, or maybe mediums to soft, depending on what this car is like on tyres. It's been such a long time since we've driven it, I can't really remember if it's actually fair on the tyres or not. But Mr. Slidey up in front did actually pull off a great move there, managed to hold on to it, so credit where credit's due. Moving on to lap 4, a little bit of time Delta has got away from us there, and got into like this old stale area that we usually fall in, where we're not quick enough to keep up with the cars up in front, but not slow enough to be caught up by the cars behind. As the car behind is 3.2 seconds away, rocking a 0.5 second penalty. So with this tune, made a few changes to make it a little bit less rear end happy, and it has created a situation where it's not as pointy as it once was, but it's definitely a lot more stable. So what you gain in stability, you lose in pointability. A couple of people in the pits at the moment. It is halfway through this race. Looking at our tyres at the moment, I think they're doing exceptionally well. So we're not going to go in the pits just yet. I think we're going to extend it for another lap or 2 and jump onto a set of soft tyres. And that's kind of one of the mistakes we make during this race, is not predicting actually correctly how long soft tyres last, and we'll come on to that later on. Coming around this corner here, catching up to the Aston Martin up in front, we are now in position 2, and obviously Mustang's in P1. We're all going to have to pit at some point in this race, but my tyres are pretty much goosed. All of them are goosed now. The drop off is starting to become real. Up the inside of the Aston Martin. Aston Martin turns left into a car that is already there. Thankfully they managed to stay on the track. Kind of understandable to a certain degree. Probably didn't expect me to lunge it up the inside as we did, but already committed by the time they realised I was there, maybe. Either way, we need to make sure we can get away from them enough that when we enter the pits, they are a good distance out behind us when we exit the pits, because I've got a feeling their tyres are dropping off as well. So once we enter the pits, go into soft tyres, we'll have 9, 10 and 11, 3 laps on the new soft tyre compound, and we should actually be pretty quick with that there. And I think that's the same play that Aston Martin is going for, which they were, because they're right behind us and we're in position 7. So yeah, that's actually great news. They are a great bit of distance away from us, 0.7 seconds, and that makes a huge amount of difference. Relieves a lot of the pressure from that car behind. Although they did manage to catch up a little bit in turn 1, hopefully between turn 2, 3 and 4 we'll end up breaking away from them, where the mid-engine car would be a little bit quicker. Not the case though, because they are going to look for a move in the corner, what I would call lunge corner. And again, we'll turn left into a car that is already there. Now that one, yeah, that's just a racing incident. You can't really knock onto that too much. Just a Cummins of togethers. And that Cummins of togethers, I don't know what's happened, but they're second behind us now, so I don't really understand why they dropped off so much. Heading back to what I said earlier though, with the tyres, we are coming to the end of lap 10 to start lap 11. We've only used 20% of our soft tyres. So maybe we should have gone into the pits 1 lap earlier, because considering we've done 2 laps and we're going to use 20%, that's 10% a lap. Yeah, we could have got 4 laps and even 5 laps out of these soft tyres, which would have been far more ideal. I tell you, if that's the case, then what this car could have done is both stints on soft tyres. While yes, you would end up having one of the stints being on the worst tyre, like minor wear or moderate wear, either way would have definitely been beneficial, because even the drop off onto minor wear still quicker than hard tyre compound, for example. So yeah, I definitely think with this setup that we've got in this car now and what we have just done, we could have definitely gone on and done 4 laps on, or at least 5 laps on soft tyres, which is kind of insane, really, if you look at it in the grand scheme of things. Coming at the end of lap 11, we've still got 68% of our front tyres remaining. Like, you know, they've done exceptionally well. Credit where credit's due in this car. You've done well yourself. I mean, we are 5 seconds away from position 6, which is okay. We have gained 2 positions in this race overall, and we're 3.5 seconds away from the Mustang behind. What an incredible race overall. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time. There's a guy there called Dog Breath. Raced that person before. What a name. Not going to forget that one, are we?